we're back. We are finally to the point where we can create the farmer class. We've already developed the abstract animal class and derived from that a cow, pig, dog class. All right, all of which implement the worker interface. We also, in our last video, created a person, and we're finally ready to create the farmer. And notice in the inheritance structure that farmer will implement the workable interface, and it inherits from a person. So let's go ahead and get started with that. From the person class, just to speed up our development, I'm going to select all of the different methods that are not in the constructor and just grab a copy of them, and we'll modify them when we create the farmer class. I'll come over to the default package. I'll create a new class. We'll call it farmer. And the super class is going to be, a person, of course. And we're going to add the workable interface. We'll also override compare to, but we don't need to include that because the superclass of a farmer already includes a compare to, which we can just override. All right, constructors from the superclass looks good. We should be ready to go. All right, I'm just going to come in here and paste these. And I can start at the bottom and get rid of the two getters and setters because we can call the superclass from that. I'm going to just delete the compare to body, just leaving a return 0 until we're ready to do that. We will at that time, though, be comparing a farmer to a farmer, which means up at the top of the program, we're going to have to make some changes. We'll get rid of this add override here. And I think that will help it because we're not overriding the original object class. We're just going to do a direct override of the superclass, which is a person. All right, I'm going to scroll up and work my way down. A farmer, in addition to being just a plain old person, not only has an age, but he also has a number of years experience. So I'm going to say private int years experience. Okay, and so when we create the constructor, we not only want to call the superclass, but we also want to go ahead and say that we will pass in a number of years, and then we can just automatically set the years experience. We can set that to the years. All right, so the constructor is done. How does a farmer speak? Well, he's just going to say E-I, E-I-O. And that's simple enough. We should probably, let's do a years experience getter in here. So let's look at getters and setters. Let's grab years of experience. I'll just double check that. And I'll go ahead and generate those so I don't have to do that. And so now I have a getter and setter. Showing us an error up here. We forgot to add the unimplemented methods. Why? Because we are including or implementing the workable interface. So it's reminding us that we need to implement that. Make a quick save. And let's see what's next. How does a farmer move? Well, I am just going to have him move on 2 legs the way he normally does, so I don't need to override that. What are his characteristics? Plant the garden. I plant the fields. Okay. We'll come back to compare to. For the toString, we'll call super toString, which is a person, which we'll call its super toString. We'll still have the age because that's in its superclass. So then I'm just going to say with, I'm going to get rid of the age here. And instead I'm going to say years experience. And then I'm going to say years experience. And so that should be fine. And do I have, oh, there's our work procedure. We better get that taken care of. A farmer, how does he work? He is going to return, I'm riding on my tractor. Yeah. Cool. So he speaks. We just still need to do the compare to. So let's scroll up and do that. Well, how are we going to compare farmers? We're going to do it by the year's experience. So we'll say, if the year's experience of this farmer is greater than the other farmers, get year's experience. All right, then we will return +1. Okay, and then I'm just going to grab this again, copy, paste. Let's say else if. Actually, it won't matter because we would have returned 1. We'll switch the sign to less than, and we'll return -1. And finally, if we didn't return 1 or -1, we're not just going to return 0. We're going to return the compare to of the superclass, which would be how you compare people, which is by age. So I'll say super.compare to, and we'll say the other farmer. Perfect. And since a farmer is a person, it will know how to do that comparison. Just going to double check everything here and make sure we have everything that we need, and we should be good to go. All right, see you in the next video.